Hi, Colette with Life in the Panini Press. This is episode 2, and we're talking about coronavirus and being in our homes, finding ourselves, keeping our sanity, being a caregiver to others, trying to take care of yourself all in one fell swoop. If you're in the same situation that I am, you probably are going through that roller coaster of the COVID virus. You're staying at home, you are learning a new way of life. If you're still working, you're trying to do more work by telecommuting. If you are not working, you're working hard to get back on track again. There's a lot of worry, there's a lot of stress, but there's also this other part. You're a caregiver. Maybe you have children. Maybe you're caring for mom or dad or a spouse or brother or sister. And there's that added stress. And now you have to help them through the situation as well. And seeing it through their eyes is not the same as what you're seeing. The last part of this is the renaissance, what you're experiencing. If, again, you're in my situation, being at home, I've had the chance to be with my kids. I've had the chance to spend more time in my kitchen. I work from home many days, but there's a different pace happening here. It's an opportunity for me to reevaluate what time I am spending on my computer doing work and what other things I want to accomplish, or in this case now have to accomplish, like being a homeschool teacher. By the way, I'm about to get fired. My kids really hate that I'm their teacher, but we're working through it, as is everybody. All of a sudden, I've become an expert from Pinterest, and I'm on their site trying to find things to do and activities to play. There's a reason for that, actually, and what I wanted to talk to you about as a caregiver is planning ahead. I am not the type of person who likes to have a scripted life. I like to be able to live on the edge, be able to pick and choose what's going to be on the menu, what are we going to do this week, giving the opportunity to ebb and flow. That doesn't necessarily mean that the people in my house can do the same. And my children have been on a very structured curriculum by going to school every day. They have a pattern of when they're supposed to be doing what, and they have so much time to do it, and then they move on to something else. A lot of times things are thrown out the window schedule-wise just because it's home. It's a little bit easier to stay 10 more minutes and sit at the kitchen table and have a longer breakfast, or keep their jammies on a little longer. Some parents aren't getting their kids out of their jammies for a couple of days. I'm not judging. However you're getting through this, get through this. If you're seeing that renaissance, if you're seeing that change for yourself, that's awesome. And you shouldn't feel guilty about it. If there's a possibility that you are finding some new ways to do things, that's fantastic. Make sure you don't feel guilty about it, because I see a lot of people who are stressed about the way that the world is and about the fact that friends and family are losing their jobs. And there's every reason to feel that for them and to, of course, hope for the best. But if you're finding a better way for yourself, you have to acknowledge that and make that a separate conversation for yourself. Don't beat yourself up. Because it should feel good to find a new way. I'm excited. I get to cook foods at home that I don't get the opportunity to. We get to play in our garden, something we're often not able to do. So lots of fun things that are happening amidst this upside down lifestyle. The other thing I've noticed is the planning ahead is what is keeping my sanity. I tried to keep it loose the first week and a half. That just is not working. You do have to keep some sort of a structure. And we tried to follow that structure, but I didn't do a good job of communicating that. I had it in my head and I had it laid out of what we were going to do. So I made a change, trying to reevaluate. So one of the things that we've done is we're making sure that we're planning ahead, that we're getting the schedule together for what we want to accomplish, and that we're sharing that information. Now, I'm not normally this type of a listing mom, but this is what helps to communicate what we want to accomplish. And what you can see is we had things like, well, we have to feed the dog. We have to do it twice a day. We have to make sure that the kitchen counters are cleaned off, and we have to make sure that our laundry is put away. And we have things that we have to accomplish. And then if we do those things, then maybe we might be able to have some fun stuff. There's a couple of scribbles from the kiddos on here, but a dance party, and being able to send a card to grandma and grandpa, and to be able to have some fun things like what's that one? Skype with a friend. That's another one. Really trying to stay connected with friends, because our kids are so social and they're used to seeing a lot of friends. So my younger child has circle time. The older one hasn't had that. So we've had to incorporate some of that in. When you see why they're stressing out, why they're responding, you realize, oh my gosh, I'm having business meetings every week. I'm having phone calls every single day. My youngest has circle time. The older one isn't getting the same engagement. So having to put that together for them has helped. For the caregivers, if you are caring for mom or dad or a family member, you can do the same thing. We work with dementia patients, or at least that's where my world was with my dad. So just putting a couple of notes up that they could see every day. We put up the meals. This is something we did with the kids too, so that they could have an input. And it actually helped me to have the time to cook and still get through what I wanted to in the day. And my first couple of days were unsuccessfully, we were eating at 8:00 at night because I wasn't planning right. So getting it right, giving them choices of what they can choose in their foods helps, again, for their contributions, helps them to participate, helps them to look forward to those things. Putting a note like, Skyping with the grandkids, having some sort of an activity to do that day, very helpful for a dementia patient. Also very helpful to mention, we have a lot of folks who are trying to keep their seniors at home. Whether they have dementia or not, they want to run out. They want to get to the store, and we're so concerned about that. So putting a note there that says, no need to get anything. We don't need anything from the store. We're all good. Thanks. If you have somebody that you're constantly having to repeat about why you have to stay in, maybe print up an article from the Department of, your governor explaining what is going on and highlighting those things and putting it up on a wall so that when they see it, they can read it. Perhaps that will help to engage them into it without them asking questions all the time. Sometimes you can get away with it. Sometimes it doesn't work. The other thing I wanted to mention is, if you're in that position of doing both, maybe you're a caregiver to your parents and you're also caring for your children. God bless you. You're going through it all. You're in that Panini press that I mentioned. And that's the sort of thing that I wanted to remind you guys, that whatever you can do to make it a successful day is enough. Every day will get a little bit easier, except for the days that aren't. What can I say about caregiving, right? But try very hard to focus on giving yourself a timeout. That's one of the hardest things to do, an unapologetic timeout. I need to go away. I need time by myself. And I'm not going to say, I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. Just go. I need to yoga, meditation, have those things ready for yourself to calm down, and maybe even the family member. So keep it in mind. If there's something that you can do as a family, if you feel like things are getting a little tense, turn Alexa music on, turn on the radio. Don't turn on the news. Turn on music, fun music, happy music, dance music. Put on dance on the TV. Watch some videos with music in it. Something to calm the situation. The other thing is, what are you going to do? Is it yoga or meditation? Is it a glass of wine? Is it cannabis or CBD products? Something that is natural that you can take to calm you down. Whatever that something is, have that to the ready, and don't, again, unapologetically use it as you need to. This is not an easy situation. We are in a very difficult scenario. Make sure that you are putting your mask on, taking care of yourself first, making sure that you are healthy, and mentally with it. Caregivers, this is a very unnerving, or just a hard time. I don't know how to explain it other than it feels weird. It's not right. There's scare. There's fright. There's anger, displacement. Find your community. Find the people that you're working with. Use your friends. Call your friends. Set up times to just chat. Have a cup of coffee. If it's mom or dad and they may just want to get out. They're used to seeing the grocery person or the coffee shop gal. Maybe you can get them on the phone. Maybe you can do a little Skype or something. Just something to help them feel normalcy, feel like they're connected again. That is Life in the Panini Press. And if you want to follow more about what we do and how CBD can make a difference for you as a caregiver, be sure to follow us on Facebook under Come See Our World. You can also follow all of our videos on YouTube at CRW Network and learn all sorts of great recipes for infusing CBD into your lifestyle. This is Colette Florido with Life in the Panini Press.